Shame!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EGL One Season 2. This is the upper bracket of the tournament here today, and it's a good game. Oh, I've been waiting for this game. If you've been looking forward to some great Dota in this Saturday evening, then good job in finding the stream. You're in the right place. We've got Sinister 5 going up against Faceit boys. We haven't seen Sinister 5 yet on stream this tournament, and Faceit boys, we did see them in round 1. They looked really, really strong, so Snare, as always, joining me today. How do you think this one's going to go, buddy?
So I'm so happy. I'm so happy, right? First, I'm unhappy that load shedding forced us to have the game today, but I'm very happy that we get this game, right?
Yes.
Because I've been a big fanboy of Castaway for many years, and I've been an even bigger fanboy of Dota and Die for many, many years, right? So for me, this is kind of like, a battle of will in a way. If we just looked at the rosters on paper, and the players that occupy every given role, then it would be very easy to say, well, Sinister 5 should have this one in the bag, right?
Yeah.
However, the thing that I've always seen with Faceit boys, and not just with Faceit boys, but every single team that Dota and Die has been on and that he's captained, is they always punch much farther beyond their actual weight class than what you would assume looking at the roster itself, right? He also has the added advantage of not only knowing intimately a lot of the players, right, but he's played with a lot of the players that are currently on Sinister 5 before, right? He's had them on his teams. He has that knowledge. The same is not necessarily true in the opposite direction, right? And he has that longer legacy of being in that leadership role. Personally, I would say that I want Faceit boys. I think it's going to be 2-1. No matter who wins, it's going to be a 2-1 in either direction, right? I just don't know in which direction we're going. I would personally say that I slightly favor Faceit boys more for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's a new patch. Whenever there's a new patch and it's not fully figured out just yet, I always favor the more experienced captain type players to be able to figure out new ways to win in that new kind of environment. But also, one of the things that we've seen with Sinister 5 is that very high skill teams can sometimes take a little bit of time to fully gel. To be fair, Castaway, Filthy Frank, Grove, and Schlinks, it's not like they haven't had that history together to be able to gel quickly, but still takes a little bit more time, especially with some significant role changes. Castaway has traditionally been a 1 or a 2 core. The move to the offlane, though it has been very successful, right, for the team as a whole up until this point, I always feel that I'm always going to be privileging a little bit of the experience on the other side. So it's going to be a very close game, I think, very close matchup. 2-1 in either direction, but slight edge for me towards the Faceit boys. Also, a little bit of favoritism, so I can't deny that.
No, it's a thing we said. I can't remember where it was, but I believe it was what Costway said was the reason he swapped over to playing on the offlane is because he was sick and tired of winning on the mid lane, so he wanted to try something different. But him bringing in Chosen One, or rather Sinister 5 bringing in Chosen One, bringing him back, and then putting MD on that mid lane with that, he's sort of always, no matter what hero he's playing, he's always on this sort of high tempo, wants to get in your face, wants to just keep fighting you. Like the thing I always remember from season 1 is he'd go Storm straight mid, straight Orchid, nothing else. He just goes Orchids, he rushes in your face, he kills you off, then he'll go get the necessary stuff. But it's sort of this the experience mixed with the new blood, and then MD coming in and just being MD going MD, as I always say. And Castaway, Castaway picking up this captain's role and playing it from the offlane has done extremely well. And then you have the solid rocks that is Schlinks, and I'm blanking on their pulse 4. This is so bad. Grove. How could we forget Grove? Come on. It's sort of you have to ban his techies, you have to ban his tree. If you don't, you're going to have a bad time. And that just gives free drafting pressure back to the side of Sims 5, so they always have that. But like you said, Faceit boys, One Sir, Tony Robbins, Tiger even showing himself very capable during the qualifiers. He was sort of the star player from that side. And Dota and Die, they were very flexible on their roles. He even picked up the mid lane a few times. I think he predominantly played mid.
Yeah, he started his career. He started his career as a mid player, Dota and Die, and sort of one of the reasons I've always loved him as a player is that he's one of those players that is prepared to do what is needed for the team, right? Out of necessity, he's made role changes before, and him being back now playing mid, it's going to be interesting in this particular matchup because there's a lot of overlap in the hero pool between himself and MD. So there's going to be a lot of contestation there. Where I do think that there is a significant advantage right, for these teams is that Sinister 5's supports are not only just better skill-wise, but the versatility of their hero pools. Between Schlinks and Grow, right, I actually do believe, not just in South Africa, but globally, I don't think there's a support duo with as wide a pool as they have. So it's very, very difficult, not only to ban against them, but like you mentioned, there are certain signature heroes that you can't ignore. You have to ban Tusk, you have to ban Tree. Heroes like this, you just can't allow it to be played against. Because if you leave it in the pool, they will pick it, and they'll beat you. And then you'll be like, well, I should have banned that. That sucks. It's not a very nice thing to have.
It's like always looking back at previous international tournaments like TI7, it was sort of, okay, we got to ban Coddle, we got to ban Io, and then they've got free picks otherwise as well. So we sort of see the same thing coming out from Sin 5 as we are getting here into the draft. And like you said, Tusk ban, Earthspirit ban, actually. That's also another Grove specialty that we completely forgot about. So,
yeah, but now, Slinks Undying.
Yep.
Slinks Undying. Let's go.
Okay. I was going to say a lot of team fight coming out from Sin 5 straight away. It's just Undying just gives that in general. But now Faceit Boys showing it here. It's good. They're ready to fight into you. You want to run at you? Bring it with the Disruptor. We want to go at you? Bring it with the Clockwork. So, easy peasy so far.
I really like this idea that they're presenting as well. Like, generally speaking, when you're playing against Undying, what Undying gives you is every time you take a team fight, there's a zone of control that you can't really move around, you can't operate within. If you have Clockwork Disruptor, they can sort of control where the fights happen by either dragging heroes out of position, forcing the advancement with the Clockwork, or just making sure that you can't actually stay in the area you want to fight in. If there's an Undying Tombstone in an unfavorable position, you drop down one kinetic field, one power cogs, boom, there's an area the enemy team can't progress past, everybody else can retreat, wait for the Tombstone to go down, and they have a hard time chasing into you because Disruptor's going to be there, prepared to glimpse people back if needed. I really like this Evesports pickup though. They needed some way to be able to reach beyond that, and they probably knew and they were aware that if we don't ban Evesports / Void Spirit, probably either both of these heroes get banned or they ban one, pick the other. But if you pick the other one early on enough, now you have the opposite pressure, right? Faceit Boys have to be asking themselves, as soon as it's available, do we just go for the instant pick, or do we try to maybe take the risk that it'll get through the entire ban phase to the end of the draft? But either way, I really like this opening for both teams. I think it also helps them, like, it helps both play styles, right? Faceit Boys we've seen being very team fight orientated. Sinister 5, this kind of draft will help highlight the skills of Schlinks on the Undying, and especially this MD Ember Spirit. So far, will have a decent game, it seems.
Yeah, both of it's sort of even Stevens at the moment. We see the bans coming out, both sides sort of wanting to back that up. So Legion again, not wanting to get locked down as they have that jump forward, and the Ember it's a good combo with anyway. So you'll always be able to reach up and grab anyone you like. The DP ban though, that's I guess Dota and I does play plenty of DP himself. So is that maybe a ban on one of their comfort heroes?
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that, and it's kind of one of these poorish matchups for the Ember, but the main thing is that they don't want to give them double silence. Having Disruptor with DP, then you have the Static Storm silence, normal silence over that, Exorcism goes, it's just not going to play again. And right now, Faceit Boys doesn't really have any tower pressure, so quite nice to ban a hero that automatically gives you that. I don't think Dota and Dire plays much Dragon Knight, so that's the other mid lane option that we normally see being gone for when teams want that mid lane pressure. So don't think this is going to be a real issue for them. I'm also laughing because I love that Dota and Dire banned Legion Commander. There was a point in time where literally nobody was playing off-lane Legion, but Dota and Dire would insist. He'd be like, I'm going to pick this hero no matter what.
It was also a staple we saw from MD early in this year. He'd go mid-Legion. So I want to say 9 times out of 10 games, but it seemed like every time Sinister 5 or Viper Rapid would do this previously, if it was a Legion in the game, it's MDs. It's not going to go to the off lane at all. But with that Ember pick, sort of not really going that unless you want to play a Pulse 1 Ember, but I don't really know how that sort of ends up in your mid game. You're sort of staggered for, okay, you want to get your carry farmed, but he has to fight and to go after with everyone. So probably sticking to the MD Ember here. The Viper ban. Spectre? They're just going to give a Chosen One Spectre, or even a Gyro for Chosen One?
Could also be Tidehunter in the offlane. That's another hero that we've been seeing lately, people picking Viper into, because Tide is one of these heroes that's so annoying to deal with and play against, and you want the ability to be able to burst down targets. I imagine as well that... Oh yeah, Tide was first banned, my goodness. At the very top, yeah. So CP Spectre could also be Drow that we sometimes see. Lifestealer getting picked on the other side here. So this is going to be the hero for Tiger. A good hero because now you also have a way to be able to rush down the Undying Tombstone if it's placed in a very errant position. You rage, you run to destroy it quickly. Don't have to worry about it for the rest of the fight. It also, given some of the heroes that have been banned, there's no Ursa in the game, there's no Viper in the game, there's no Morphling in the game, there's no Sven in the game. All of the heroes that Lifestealer, maybe with the sole exception of like Terrorblade, all the heroes that Lifestealer hates playing against aren't available. So pretty much any carry matchup they'll be glad to play into on the side of Sinister 5 by having this available Tiger Lifestealer for themselves on Faceit.
It's always just one of these, okay, run at me. I'm just going to keep hitting you, wait for my team to arrive, blow you up anyway. And it's, okay, here's the thing I want to see. Face boys, if you're playing with this Lifestealer, don't go, okay, I know they have the clockwork, so it's already a nice jump forward. They have the Infest Bomb, but use your Infest as that second life. So it's sort of this thing that's built in, and I can't remember the last time we saw a Lifestealer. I believe it was still on the during the main event, but it was just the Infest Bomb the whole time. But every single time, the fight that followed, if they had that second life for both of the heroes, it would just turn the fight around completely. So that's all I'm hoping. Give it to me. Give the free Aegis. I like the free Aegis.
The free Aegis, the free double life.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see where they go now for Grove pick. I imagine that right now they're gonna try and save the carry pick for the very end of the draft for Chosen One. So now I think you get the cost of a hero. There we go. Magnus coming out, and then Grove hero. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, not. All right. Okay. So PA has been a hero that's risen a lot in pubs, right?
Yeah.
In popularity, has been played a lot, especially in the high level pubs, right? However, when we transition into the pro scene, even though a lot of people are still picking this PA hero, it's not seeing as much success without the usual conditions that require PA to succeed. In particular, the massive steroid. I've only seen this hero in pro games be very successful when it has Ogre, Io, Magnus. Ogre, Io, bit finicky to fit into drafts right now, but Magnus, despite all the nerfs, still an incredible hero. Yeah. So I'm glad that they picked like PA right after this. Probably would have been banned if they'd left it for the end of the draft, but main thing is that you always need a hero that can put out obscene physical damage in order to threaten this Lifestealer. You never want to be in a position where a Lifestealer can pretty much play the whole game, never having to fear even if Rage is down at any given point.
What about the Underlord here? Sort of not the usual pick that we see in the pro scene here. How's it sort of favored since the last patch? Because I believe he got buffed a tad bit, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, so Underlord, one of the things that's like been really cool with this Underlord hero is that he has just been holding things down in the offlane. I'm not fully sold, you know. There've been some disagreements I've had with better players than myself about the full role of this hero in the game right now.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like the thing with Underlord is that you pick this hero when you are very confident that you have the overall win condition, and all you need is a hero that's going to give you massive amounts of utility from the offlane, who can help shut down the opposing carry, which in this case he can do, given that the negative amount of damage, like Aura, against PA is a pretty big deal. So that's going to help in large regard. And of course, you need some mobility around the map. This is a fairly static team right now. So the Underlord does help them in that regard. And I guess you do this when you don't want to pick another Blink hero. You want to be able to still get around the map without having to like go for Centaur or something like that.
No, definitely. Here we see last bans coming out from Faceit Boys, the Rubik. So Grove, assuming he's not going to play the Underlord. Sorry, not Underlord, the Undying. So maybe, what's the other hero that they really want to target here for Grove's pos 4? Do they want to go the Tree? No, Tree is not a very good pick, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they go Tree. Feels like they need some kind of range support.
Hoodwink?
What could be interesting? Hoodwink could actually be quite interesting.
Okay, they banned the Tree.
You still have to ban Tree.
There we
Shadow
go.
Demon. All right.
I actually like that.
This is actually really good. Yeah. It's a save that they get now so that the Static Storm / jump in from the Clockwork isn't nearly as strong. It is the disable that comes out from the ultimate from this hero. It's a massive lane pressure that you can apply towards Underlord, because Underlord, thanks to the aura, generally you don't fear the physical damage harass, but the magic damage harass from Shadow Poison, massive problem for a hero that's this tanky, especially with Soul Catcher on top of it. This is actually a really good pick, and no matter what they end up picking for themselves now in the mid lane, they're always going to be at risk of just getting, alright, you jump a target, fine, there's still a save. Sure, it is a Puck, but now Puck has to be able to reach the Shadow Demon every single fight, otherwise they pretty much don't have a chance to get these kills.
And a lot of ways for them to deal with the puck as well. You have the mag, most notably the Undying is also quite good. But I want to touch again on this Shadow Demon. This thing, every time I play Lifestealer, I have no game. He ultis me, I'm stuck there running in a little circle, everyone's kiting me the entire time to kill the rest of the team, then they go on me and I'm dead.
It's not fun.
Maybe that's me. I do suck. Anyway. So good draws for both Sinister 5 and Faceit boys coming out here in game number 1 of this upper bracket EGL match. This is to confirm top 3 spot. The winner of this goes on to the upper bracket final, and that's a top 3 placing right there. So we don't have their opponents just yet, as the load shedding did restrict the match between Energy and XD from going ahead. So we will have our first upper bracket finalists from this match. And we'll see who is able to sort of wiggle their way through, I think. Because you said this is going to be a 2-1 either way. So there's going to be some wiggle room. You got to... I don't know what I just did. Anyway. But this is going to be a good game for sure. If you are tuning in, be sure to stay tuned in, because we are going to be giving away some free stuff later in the stream, which is today an Evetech Mouse Pad. So be sure to stick around. We'll be announcing it during game number 1 at some time. So stay there. Go head over to Twitch, firstly. If you're on YouTube, join us on Twitch. If you're joining us in game, come and join us on Twitch. Twitch is just Twitch. All Twitch. Anyway.
Regular Twitch. Normal Twitch. Good Twitch.
Best Twitch. But this is... This is... I've said everything. Let's get into the game. I like this. Smoke coming up for Sub 5. I think this is just a bit of a move speed bonus for them. Not really going for a play here.
Yeah, we're just getting out on the map faster, make sure that we can secure double runes for ourselves. What I am really looking forward to, though, and what I do like about the last pick from the side of Faceit boys, is that the one thing that this does give them is they are going to be very reliant on execution, but their team fight is actually pretty good right now, and they have the capability of killing heroes inside of it. Before this, they were sort of going to have a lot of kiting issues on this Lifestealer, but now with the puck being in tow, that does help solve some of that. However, it is contingent on the puck having a very good game, so that means that this mid lane between himself and the Castaway Ember Spirit is of increased importance, and this is, for many years at the highest level, we'd see this matchup, but not in the mid lane. Dota and Dao was an off-laner at that point, but now the two of them, Castaway, been second and third place for a while now, so we'll see if this time around Dota and Dai can put him back there and get back to championship caliber from this lane as well, in a very close matchup where it's very skill dependent, more so than it is just hero into matchup dependent.
I just want to touch this, because all 3 of our core predictions for the side of Sin 5 are wrong. MD's playing the carry PA, Castaway is back in the mid lane on the Ember Spirit, and Chosen One is off lane playing on the Magnus.
Yep.
What loopy land have I walked into now that they've swapped it up again? Or they're just keeping
Maybe
things
Castaway
interesting?
is like, listen. Or he's probably keeping it interesting, but they were like, listen, man, I need to beat this guy mid. Come on. Dota and Dai's beaten me on the land before. Nah. This time I gotta show him what's up,
So it's a one-time thing. Just gotta keep it up.
Personally, for me, right, if I think about the history of all these players in their various roles, in their various positions, I am actually okay with this. I've never personally rated Chosen One the highest as a primary carry player, but I've always thought he has very good game sense for team fights. Could be very well suited to playing these more off-lane roles. So heroes that are capable of getting their own solitary farm like Magnus and can participate in fights, but aren't like solely responsible for having to carry the game, right? I would very much like him on this. Castaway, over the years, whether in mid lane, the safe lane, or the off lane, has always been incredible at tempo control. And given that all the mid laners in the patch right now, Queen of Pain, Ember Spirit, Void Spirit, Puck, all of them are tempo controllers. Love to see him on heroes like this. And of course, MD, has been one of these players that whenever I see him with a lot of farm and he's given the responsibility for the game, it sort of reminds me of like 2014 EG, where the old sad boys lineup would be able to run the carry from the mid lane. So he has that kind of mentality. So I'm completely happy with him actually playing and taking the responsibility from the safe lane to get his team into the winning position.
Oh, top lane here. They had a little bit of a cheeky play. They pulled the lane all the way back, but one cert was imprisoned and now skewered under the tower, and the damage is going to be enough. That's first blood here. Game number 1. That was a good bit of play there. The Grove was getting very low, so they bait him in out. Use the disruption to hold him in place, and then Chosen One just give him a little taxi ride under tower.
But when we're looking at how far back the lane was, I actually kind of question why OneSet was that far up. But it's okay. It's fine. It's all good.
Tiger's getting
Exactly. That's all that really matters. As long as Tiger's farming, that they're happy with this lane. It's fine.
Speaking of free farm, sort of seeming what Castaway is getting away with on the mid lane. 15-1 to the 10-0 of Dota and Die here. So, grudge match going definitely the way of the watery man at the moment.
I think it's one of these things where pre-level 4 as Puck, it's kind of difficult to really assert yourself in this lane, especially against this Ember Spirit with the Flame Guard. Just even the single point to Flame Guard, if you're before level 4, you just feel so weak as the Puck. But things will get a little bit better for Dota and Die after this wave. But Castaway does have the advantage, having claimed level 4 in advance. So he can actually outskill Dota and Die here and push him underneath the tower in a bad place, make it quite difficult for him to feel like he can get all the farm he needs. But so far, a really good start. 23 and versus 12 right now. So Castaway showing that none of the mid lane skill has left them, even with the role change in Sinister 5.
Tony Robbins barely getting out from the bot lane. He TP'd back to base. But now Rax is going to be just... he's chunking this up. Underlord things. Yeah.
It's fine.
Is he fine then?
Got a point.
Is he fine?
Shlink doesn't have enough. Wait, Shlink has 3 men. He's fine, dude. He's fine. There's no stuns in this lane. He's okay.
You said that. I'm going to take a bet of this. I don't think he's fine. MD's getting very low. He's got the tag up in a second. Oh, they both die.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Does that still count as fine because they traded?
Actually worth it. He's gonna get back right now because he didn't end up committing the tangles that he had, right? Okay, he had to use the magic stick charges. What could he do? But there's not really that much more regen available on this PA. We already have the clockwork back in lane with an additional salve in tow. There's still a salve that's sitting on Shlinks, but it should be a little bit easier for the Rax to force them to use their salve before his. It would have been good if he had survived.
Castaway here. They've got onto OneSet. Grove has put a lot of damage through with that poison. It is going to be enough. No, the one charge. She saved him up there. That was very, very close play. He did deny that water rune, so no refill on the bottle for Castaway this time around. But Grove, just being a normal Grove guy, keeping the harass going. Yeah. I think he might be a little in trouble here. Getting quite low. Has already used the orb, so can't jump forward just yet. Disruption. Okay, he's fine. Yeah. There we go.
Had he orbed through, maybe on the other side, it might have been possible. But then probably just Shadow Demon walks in the opposite direction. So no matter what, I think Filthy Frank Grove ends up surviving that one. He's going to be okay. Good plays on the Shadow Demon. Waning Rift, only level 2 instead of level 3. Both spells unavailable at the time. So what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah.
But very close start to this game. The laning phase, though we did have a very good start from the Ember Spirit at first, but some movements. Oh, bottom, yeah. Get this. They actually get the Undying kill. Since it's gone.
This is sort of what happened last time, but the other way around this time. Faceit boys drawing second blood for themselves here. And I just want to point out, look at OneSet right now. He's scouting these stacks on the Radiant Triangle so much. So Grove will be stacking with the Shadow Demon as he does. And it's just, is that actually blocking camp? I don't know if that's blocking camp. Is it?
It should, yeah, it does, yeah. It's like, it's barely on it, but the reason he put it here instead of like closer here is that this avoids the normal D-ward spot that can crop up like closer to the bounty rune, so... And they also might actually get a kill onto the Chosen One. He actually skewered too soon.
Yep. Isn't going to be able to get through that wall. The, what's it, the Thunderstrike? Yeah. Thunderstrike and target is just going to be a run him down, so quite an easy go there. I'm going to wonder who's going to really take these stacks on for Sinister 5. Is it going to be the Ember Spirit or the PA?
PA, well, either actually PA or Ember Spirit with the Empower from Magnus, just based on who has the greater need. Also, he blocked both of these camps. He didn't just block the Ancient, also blocked the hard camp here, doing his job as a pos 5 OneSet, making it very difficult for them to really accrue as much net worth as they want. Once they really feel comfortable with more levels, to put the Empower out. I mean, Castaway is starting to clean up the hard stack right now, you know, just getting his net worth up a little bit more. But I think then if he cleans up the hard stack, then they're probably just going to leave the Ancient stack for the PA when she feels a little bit stronger.
Yeah, Grove, Tony Robbins here, sort of just waiting for something to happen in the mid lane. Maybe Dota and Die will jump forward. That's fine. They do see each other, so friendly passes by. Castaway is stepping back to base. He has that Remnant out, so it may be going to fall into a bit of a trap. But I think he'll be A-okay here. Oh no, oh, he gets Dream Called actually. This is going very badly for the side of Castaway now. Zone 5 running in, they have the RP onto the puck, so can't really go out on the orb at the moment. Dota dies, falling low, but so is Tony Robbins, but he has that battery assault. Send back from one set is going to keep everyone alive. Ooh, Castaway is jumping forward here. Does not have the slide chains level. Took 2 spits in the slide of chains instead, but 2 cogs isn't going to be enough. Tony Roberts is fine. All of that and not a single kill.
Very good reads from all sides there. So Faceit boys read that they need to be able to come up here and stop the farm from Castaway. Castaway was able to read that was going to happen and went first, got back just before the gank came in. And then the escape from the gank itself played quite well by the side of the Faceit boys, recognizing that, well, once the kill had failed, there's no point trying to stick around and make sure the kill happens.
Bottom lane, MD is going to just play out. That was very close. He just barely jumped out from the battery assault and the cogs, and is going to live to fight another day. Top lane, though, he has TP'd up there. Tiger's getting quite low. You have the Empower now. Buff going onto the PA here. The Rage used already. The crit's coming through. The pushback is going to be a bit too far. You have the wall here, so they're not going to be able to follow. PA sent back a tad. Maybe that skewer not working to their advantage.
Yeah, there's another damage, honestly. Like I think the skewer is, no matter what, if one thing shows up.
He jumped him right under tower. This might be enough here. They have that shockwave is going to slow him down to get the kill there. MD.
That was a big misplay from Tiger. As soon as he was able to actually survive, he might more.
Empower MD PA things.
That is 100% Tiger's fault. He should have TP'd home. As soon as he actually failed on the gank, get behind the tree line, get home. But sticking around that long, you sort of invite the challenge, and they come back, they take him up on the offer, get the double kill, and now they're going to be able to push on this tower uncontested. They probably still take the tower, but not without also getting the bonus kills on these 2 heroes. Look how far ahead MD now is. I've been accelerated, didn't have necessarily like the easiest spots to the lane, you know, as a bit contested down bottom by the Underlord, but now very easily above the Light Wheeler. They've taken the tier 1 tower, and they're nowhere near being able to do the same with the Faceit boys on the other side.
Yeah. No, sitting top 2 net worth at the moment. Dota and Die is going to be able to scout out a stack here. Castaway is in the area, but so is Tony Robbins. So we have the cogs coming on. I'm going to block you from coming back onto your side of the river. Castaway is Dream called up, has that chains now. Hits onto the 2 of them, is still a leash for the time being. Yeah, it is Slinks with that heal. It'll be fine for now. Dota and Die, bit of a tricky orb, gets up onto the high ground. I hope that no one finds it. Yeah, but alright.
Yeah.
So much plays coming out and nothing, not a single kill.
Man, I told you it's going to be a close one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very, very close one. One set might matter.
Yeah, one set getting gone on here by Castaway and Co. is going to have enough damage this time around. And the Underlord from Rax not able to help. This Tombstone though has been slow. Okay. There we go. It expires anyway. They don't get the gold. Castaway does get rooted up. Dota and Die will live for the moment. Tony Robbins is going to be okay as well. They do get the regen rune bottled from Castaway. Yes, this is good. I love watching good Dota. Oh, it's so good.
And this entire time while this is happening, Tiger's finally taking on an opportunity to put some pressure on the map, pushing the tier 1 tower bottom. Recognizes that now that the skirmish is over in the mid lane, he can't really afford to be showing it by himself in the lane, so backs off into the jungle. They have some awareness that he might be in the area still, though, because both Castaway and Slinks are coming down this side, but they see Rax instead, so they might take this fight.
This is going to be very close for Rax. I think he should be able to go down here from the chains, and the Flame Guard is going to be enough. They don't die in Tiger, have showed up to the fight. No boots on Tiger, but he's going to be fine. And meanwhile, top lane, MD just finding the pos 5. So typical PA things you can see there. And yeah, Sin 5.
PA with some power. One of the things I love about the fact that you pick Magnus with this PA, the key feature of this PA hero that we see her when she's playing in the most games right now is that she is functioning with Battle Fury. The thing about PA is she's always only really felt strong with a cleave plus Deso into BKB. Generally when you buy Battle Fury, it's a bit too slow on the timing, so you have to go BKB immediately afterwards. When you have Magnus in the game, you can skip all that. Just rush the Desolator, get the Empower, you get all the effects and the impact of Battle Fury, and then you can take a fight or two and decide in which direction you're going thereafter.
Castaway. Yeah, okay. He made a little bit of a play there onto one, so it's going to be fine. Dream Core is popped, Dota and Die is getting quite low here. Grove disruptions himself, trying to save him out, still gets rooted from the Underlord. Rax is going to be going quite low, but one set again, the sendback isn't going to be in time. Castaway gets a kill. Ooh, MD showing up to the party. That's the dagger out, but Rax is a very tanky boy at the moment. He's going straight for that Rod of Atos.
right underneath the tier 1 tower, so there's no chance. But Castaway jumps middle onto Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins here, too much damage from Castaway. Quite an easy kill there, just a Remnant forward, and the Flame Guard is going to do enough.
Why doesn't Castaway play mid every game? I'd forgotten how good this guy is, man. This is such a pleasure to watch him do this.
Yeah.
Just so nice. Just so nice. His movement on this hero. Bottom lane, Rax is also getting jumped on. Wow.
Yeah. MD here, he has that Deso finished up with power trades, and then the Empower buff, like you mentioned. It's just so much damage early on at 12 minutes here.
Dire's middle tower.
Will go directly into the BKB. Doesn't need to have the Battle Fury, so that means that he's an immediate threat on the map. Doesn't have to spend the next like 10-15 minutes farming as most PAs have to do. Instead, can participate immediately. And I'm seeing this and I'm asking myself, how on earth are people still picking PA with Magnus in the game?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, once it's getting the premium +5 treatment this game, Dreamcore is going to be out, but he has that crit damage with the Deso is going to be enough. He is going to go down here. MD is stepping up a bit too far. So did the Lancashire Slings. Tony Robbins caught him out on the right side. Whoops, and sorry indeed.
That's huge. They're not going to just end up losing the PA and they're dying. The tier 1 tower bottom is certainly going to end up being lost in the situation. No defense can be easily levied from here. And this is a rough situation because eventually this lifesteal, if this game goes long enough, we will find ourselves in possession of an MKB on this hero. Suddenly PA doesn't actually enjoy being a participant in these fights anymore. And right now it's looking hella good, but doesn't continue to look as good as the game scales, as Lifestealer and in particular this Underlord get tankier and tankier and frustrate you.
Castaway. Getting very closely onto Dota and Die. He's going to be okay. Once it does get the vision, he's going to send him back just yet. Although they do run into each other. Yep. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Castaway not wanting to fight this.
Yeah. Castaway realized as soon as he clicked on one side and he sees he's level 6, he's like, if I get glimpse back, I will die. They're going to static storm me immediately. But look at this, the read from Faceit boys. They also recognize that now 2 remnants have been used. One is still being charged up right now, but this is an interesting time to go smoke. If they can actually catch this Ember Spirit, drag him back into a static storm, he will 100% die. So will they find this move? Although they seem to give up on it. Tiger would rather just farm the mid lane.
I want to touch on Tiger's build. He went straight into a Maelstrom before even the boots. Is that sort of thing you sort of find okay on the Lifestealer because he has that naturally high move speed? And you can sort of stand his ground anyway during the lane phase.
Yeah, when I think about that earlier death that he had, you know, having boots wouldn't have saved him anyway. It's fine, whatever.
That's the point, yeah.
I guess I'm personally, I'll be honest and say I always feel you should get boots anyway. Like as the only heroes that I feel you can avoid boots on, heroes like Weaver or whatever. But guess it was fine. The way the game has panned out, it didn't really matter at the end of the day. He still got the phase boots, has the full orb of corrosion. And he probably realized and was scared of the fact that this PA was going to have this farm advantage thanks to the Magnus. So he needed an early farming item rather than a fighting item just to be able to keep some degree of pace.
That's true, yeah. Castaway is found onto Tony Robbins here, has forced them to back out a little bit. They will get the vision of where Faceit Boys is at the moment. And they are going to quickly, once again, +5 experience for one set. My word. That's so quick, I can't even move my camera in time, let's be honest. You can.
He's just gone in a flash. Feels bad. And now they're going to try to close in for the Roshan. They have the ability to go in for this. It's not going to take long at all, having the PA with them power and Deso. And the big man's already down, basically. Unless they want to try go for a really cool steal. The only one who can make this happen is this Clockwork, but this angle of attack for Tony Robbins feels very difficult to achieve.
The Lexus 5 also, It's blocking the chance for a hook there. Castaway is going to be fine, and they're just going to let Tony walk this one off. The thing I've seen is Chosen One has this blink up now, so we have yet to see an RP in this game, but surely going to see one soon enough. Actually, no, we did see that RP previously. My bad. 1 RP thus far.
The way the game is going right now, though, they don't even feel like they need this Blink Dagger. Castaway's been doing such a good job of helping his team set up for any of the skirmish plays that it's kind of a moot point whether or not they have this Blink Dagger. So it's sort of an additional tool of initiation for them. He's able to find a very good RP, especially during Rage. Could waste a lot of Tiger's time in the middle of the fight, set up for more damage from Castaway. And of course, we can never ignore if you get a good RP onto multiple heroes and PA is there and she's empowered.
Oh, there we go. RP onto Tiger. He's going to be dropping very low very quickly. As that Rage and Lifesteal up, is going to be living for now. Chosen One is going to drop early. Same with Relaxed Castaway. He is disrupted just for the moment. PA is not in this fight at all, so Castaway is going to see if he can live this one through. The orb is going to be there, dodges it with the Fire Remnant. Is going to be okay, glimmered up, walking up at the moment. Yep, they do get the one side is going to blown up there. Slinks and PA have shown up for the fight now. Tony Robbins is going to have the dagger forward. The crit's going to hit, that's going to die before he even gets onto him. Tiger, you're going to really have to get yourself the wheels and get out of here, bro.
Absolutely worth it, that fight though. They end up losing 3 at the end of the day, but it's 2 of their supports in their offlaner. And in exchange, they claim the mid and offlaner from the side of Sinister 5. In particular, being able to kill Ember and especially keeping Tiger alive. He was being dangled as the bait in the middle. They commit the RP on him. They commit practically everything. Grove even threw out the Demonic Purge, but it fails to actually bring him down at the end. Tiger survives, allows his team to set up for some follow-up kills. And the fact that he ended up being able to involve Dota and Die as well. This hero gonna prove to be a massive thorn in the side, especially once she's able to pick up the Aghanim Scepter.
ND here has got the hook shot. The crit on the first hit is gonna blow up Tony Robbins quite quickly. Tiger is fighting him in the meanwhile. Grove got the kill, all on the sideline. Slinks is coming forward. The damage from MD going in deep once again. Chosen One doesn't have the blink, so no skewer back at this point. Although MD, he's looking for this kill. Dota and Dia, where are you gonna go? You shot! Holy moly! Yep, there we go, pinged it. 1,199 damage to Puck. Can't believe that's all, chat.
Seems balanced to me. I don't see the problem here.
Dude, the balance part is you have to pick an entire hero for this to happen. This early on, that is.
My goodness, this is a little bit obscene with the amount of damage that came out there, but I was crazy.
I was thinking, no, Dota does fine. He's gonna phase shift, he's gonna orb, he'll be out of here in no time. Nope, not if he gets 3-shot. Chosen One has the RP up in 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He's not going to use it. Castaway though. Walking forward. Ooh, you do have the Dream Coil coming out from Dota and Die. But this is completely fine. They still have this Aegis onto the air. Coming down! MD jumping onto them. Critting them all are dead. Going down. Castaway in the meantime. Aegis does fall. Dota and Die. Here's your buddy, give him a high five. MD jumps in again. Tony Robbins is going to be sitting this one out from the sidelines. Ooh, the disruption. Don't die, isn't able to get out. He gets. Okay, MD, I think you proved your point. Hit the tower now. Oh.
We're unfortunately, right, we're in the situation right now where Lifestealer as a hero. So PA, generally speaking, if she's in a tied up situation, you know, the heroes are going mano a mano, she's not really feeling happy, she wants to be ahead.
Speaking of which, MD just wants to show his dominance here. He's jumping forward, gets the kill into Dota and Die. No blink dagger, no phase shift, can't get himself out. My word. Castaway though, you're getting rocked up here. Tony Robbins is going to walk in. Doesn't get the cogs onto him. Tiger walking up to the fight now. Has the rage still available. Doesn't have much damage, only that Maelstrom to speak of. Zip back into the route. He's going to be fine. It's on 5. Walking out.
Need to stay around.
Yep.
They can't go home. They can't go home. They have to realize that, like, without Puck being in the... Oh, gosh. That jump forward where they went further in to try and look for these additional kills, them getting the Puck kill actually prevents them from being able to pick up the lane of Rax because MD committed the full BKB on the run up the ramp, and they don't want to stick around on the high ground without having the BKB available, so... they were actually really close to be able to claim a very early lane of Rax, and the way these fights are looking here, why not?
Oh, Castaway! They're going away. Tony Robbins is going to be keeping on the other side. He's like, Rax, you can have these two. I'll see you later. Doesn't matter though. Indy jumps and crits him down. Holy. Yeah.
Unfortunately, if we look at this Underlord build, he doesn't actually have the sustain items that are necessary for a game like this. The mech isn't finished. There's no Guardian Greaves. We just have a Buckler effectively, so he's not necessarily presenting that much tankiness. And look at this, only 1 point into the Atrophy Aura right now. So even these heroes with obscenely high attack damages don't really feel the impact of having this hero in the game, which is part and parcel of why they picked it. And at this point in time, it doesn't really feel like it's effective just yet.
Look at where he's jumped. He's gone all the way in here. Yeah, the BKB popped. Maybe he's going to give one set the +5 treatment again. Nope. One set might send him back though. Yeah. Chosen One walking forward, making him think twice about it. But it's in 5 for 5 of this. I mean, Tiger's gone all the way down to the bot lane to farm here. This is the only safe farm on the map for him at the moment. So he's going to be finishing up a Sanj, I don't... Is it just a solo Sanj? Seems so.
Yeah, there's no point going for the SNY at this point. You need the MKB. I was about to say that I don't understand the Ayascari decision either. MKB is a big requirement because once PA pops BKB, as soon as she presses that one button, she's effectively immortal in these fights. And they need to find a way to be able to
Oh,
break
Grove,
that
though.
dynamic.
He was getting a bit greedy here. Walked onto the steps. He's going to have the heal coming out from all of his teammates, but it's not going to be enough. I think
Worth. They got the tier 2 top. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, Sin 5 definitely coming out on top here in game number 1. And if you are looking to get involved in a bit of celebration as well, we do have our giveaway, of course. So in this little bit of downtime that I'm being graciously allowed here from Sin 5, I'm going to open this up, although I don't think I'm going to get the chance. Castaway running forward here in the triangle. They don't see. They do, but it's not going to jump forward. So anyway, giveaway this evening. It is an Evetech Mouse Pad, so if you are looking to get yourself kitted out quite nicely, you simply have to head over to twitch.tv/evesports.za, head over to the Twitch chat, and type in GG Easy. One word. Any case you're allowed, don't die though. Yeah, he's going to be caught. Is TPing out. No root disruption. Is going to be a
Oh, Blink was on cooldown for another 1 second. That's a sad situation. That's a sad situation. Oh, well, on the bright side, that gives us more time to talk about that giveaway. Basically, type in chat what I'm pretty sure Castaway will type at the end of this game.
That is GG Easy. One word. You can capitalize it any way you like. Of course, I encourage camel case. And yeah, you'll be entered into the giveaway. Unfortunately, it is only available to South African residents. So if you are joining us from overseas, sorry about that. But that is the way things are. So GG Easy. And you'll get entered into the draw for an Evetech Spaceman Mousepad. Tony Robbins! No one saw that. No one saw that.
So what?
No one saw that. Exactly.
So what?
Fine.
Yeah,
Castaway.
Oh, yes.
He's coming back, so he wants to see it. Tony Robbins says, hello, BKB popped. I'm not going to take any of that all damage. Tiger's laying into him, but it doesn't do anything, actually. He's just going to go onto the tombstone. Slinks, rather. Yep, the Tiger can't really do anything in this fight. MD's jumping in the meanwhile, kills Rax in a couple of hits. Once barely gets out this time around. That's a rarity in this game.
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a very rough one, and my prediction of 2-1 is not looking good right now because Sinister 5 seem quite a pace ahead of the Faceit boys at this point in time. I think chiefly in this game, they just struggling with damage on Faceit boys. They have so many struggles killing individual heroes, where Sinister 5 can kill multiple heroes with an individual hero of their own. Both Castaway as well as MD on the Ember Spirits and PA respectively have demonstrated that they're quite dangerous to multiple heroes on the side of the Faceit boys. And we still have this issue where Tiger still can't actually participate in this game. There's nobody who feels threatened. We saw down bottom, he was going to run down and Undying. Then he's like, wait a second, Slinks has popped Flesh Golem. I actually can't kill him, even through the rage, so I have to TP out. So when your opponent's position 5 can zone back your position 1, you know that you're in a pretty rough game in this game. And the state of it is not really conducive to you being able to grab the W.
Oh, Tiger. He did see the TP from MD. MD's going to chase for now. Go back off, take the creeps instead. No, he could just TP out. MD does have this as Bustle, though. Tiger, actually, only just having the TP off cooldown. He's going to TP out. Dota and I picked up this Blink Dagger finally, so he's going to be a bit more mobile around the map, but still a while for any real damage to come out. Tony Robbins is going to be gone here. Castaway pops the Blade Mail. Stuns him up briefly, but are they going to give this kill to... Okay. They're just taking their time. Yeah.
I feel like Dota and died now. He does have this Blink Dagger now on top of the PCs, but ideally we needed this Agnum Scepter to have some kind of impact,
MD.
but MD...
He's not even critting and he's killing them. What is this? Come on, Dagger. No. Nope, not now. He can be popped just to get out of that Static Storm. Yeah, I guess worth at this point. You can really do whatever you want. Holy Rax! This is supposed to be their tank. He looks like a teddy bear.
There used to be an Underlord in this area, but
yeah,
it's gone now.
Did he fall off the table or something? I think he fell off the game, rather. Sun 5, showing the dominance here, 32-10, the kill count, but that's more so that they're hitting tier 4s at 26 minutes.
Yeah. The scary thing is that, like, but for a couple of mishappen moves, this actually hasn't even been
MD!
Jeez.
That's not allowed. That's... Come on, man. Poor Tiger. Poor Tiger.
Wow.
This is surely the end of game number 1 here. For the likes of Sinister 5 versus Faceit boys. It is going to be a buyback from Tiger. They do get shows the one in a route, but that's about all. He gets his BKB. Castaway is going to be going for here, Tiger. They did get the jump forward with Dota and Die. MD doesn't have that BK available. Yes, yet. He has an Abyssal though. He gets trapped inside the cogs. A lot of damage. The RP coming on onto Tiger. Mendy is going to jump onto him, doing all the damage. A crit to finish it off. Castaway jumps the fountain. 4 dead. The GG is called by the Faceit boys. That's game number 1 here in the upper bracket.
Yo. Wow. Oh,
wow.
Sinister 5 just... Not Sinister 5 demonstrated, right? Sinister 5 demonstrated that they are actually as good as the billing on the score sheet. But one thing I love about what they did, and the really interesting thing about this victory is that they did it after having made role swaps, right? Castaway has not been playing mid. He's going back to mid. MD is now in the safe lane. Chosen One's in the off lane. And you ask yourself, when you see a performance like this, right? Not that Sinister 5 have been bad by any stretch of the imagination, right? By every objective measure, right? They've been a top 3 team since like Castaway made this move into the offlane. But you see a performance like this, and you ask yourself, yo, why haven't they been doing this from jump? Because my gosh, this is a very, very, very good game of Dota coming out from them.
Yeah, it's just perfect team play. We saw it in that early game. All of the kiting and the saving, and then this entire fight happens, and no one gets killed. And Sinister 5 almost walk out every single time from the advantage of that, because they've had to waste the resources from Faceit boys, and then ND kept farming, Empower kept going, and everything like that. So yeah, this is game number 1. Stay tuned. I hope that game 2 isn't like this, although it would make it very good. But yeah, if you don't want to forget about anything, just like I have, giveaway. Head over to twitch.tv if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, type in GGEZ, and you'll be entered into the giveaway for the Evetech Mouse Pad. And yeah, we'll see you guys in game number 2. Well, what a game one that we had here between Sinister 5 and Faceit boys. Clearly going the way from Sinister 5 from the get-go to the very quick end, let's be honest. It was quite a short game in retrospect. And Sinister 5 showing why they are the defending champs, you know, why they've had this success over the years, even though this year they haven't got the majority, but still showing why they are a A-class team and sort of mixing up the roles as well. A bit of a surprise and clearly showing they can pull it off. So why not?
Yep. Absolutely. Like, it's such a huge benefit, right, when you have players versatile enough to occupy different roles in the team. Not just when you have players versatile enough to do it, but when you have enough team cohesion and understanding of the game to make it work and make it look viable, right? We've seen before when teams do try to shift players around, and sometimes you can sense a bit of either discomfort from an individual player being misplayed in a role, or the team doesn't necessarily know how to coordinate around this new dynamic. Didn't seem to be a problem for Sin 5. They played really well with all of their team. They played really well with their heroes as well. Everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do. We were talking about it like as the game started, that for Faceit boys, for them to do well, execution is fairly high. Like, everything has to land in order, and we never really got to see that throughout the entirety of the game. But Sinister 5 effectively played the game exactly according to plan, according to script, and they're good enough to make that script happen. So it looked so clean doing it. Let's see if they got it again for game 2. And interestingly enough, they're leading off with it. They themselves are banning on dying. They're like, you know what? We can beat you with a different look. Watch us. Watch this space.
Yeah, same two bans coming up from Faceit boys. They're clearly targeting Grove here a little bit. The Tusk and the Earth Spirit coming out, in the Tide ban also from Sin 5. So they don't want to play against this Tide. It's sort of the thing. They first banned it last time, but hell, maybe they thought, let's do the Undying this time around.
Well, Tide Hunter. Tide is just one of these so annoying heroes to play against in the game right now. So unless you want to be playing Luna in the safe lane, rather just get rid of it. So let's see what they start with. Faceit boys, their first pick this time around, and they lead off with the Snapfire. Sin 5 started with the Undying last game. And, you know, at TI, we saw this hero being utilized a lot. It's a fairly versatile hero. Now it opens up options in the game for like a Mars in the off lane, a Faceless Void in the safe lane, a Parkstone in the mid lane for Dota and Die. All of these different heroes that can utilize the impact of having the Morty's kisses flowing over. And it gives you a lot of like off lane matchups as well that can be quite interesting if you have Fire Snap Cookie to help them out in that lane. Unfortunately, Sin 5, you know what? They're giving us a class. They're gonna give us a show, right? Most people might not know why the Grove tree is so feared. We're about to see it.
Oh, this is good. I'm loving Dota at the moment. This is so fun. Yeah, I expect this to be a Tony Robbins Snapfire, but regardless.
5 seconds
Grove
remaining.
Tree. If you missed it last season, stay around. Don't miss it. Take notes if you play Tree yourself. Copy the gameplay. Anything you like. This is going to be a masterclass that we're about to see from Grove. And Ogre pickup. So now this is sort of the what's it, the steroid that you spoke of last time for the PA. Not that PA needed any more steroids last game. But now that they have this option from Sin 5, any chance of them running the Ogre Pos 3? Or is that days gone by that we're not going to see that anymore?
10 seconds remaining.
It's one of these things where whenever you put Ogre in the offlane, right, there comes a point in the game where you ask yourself, is this offlane Ogre really justifying the additional resource committal to him? Or would we have gotten similar amounts out of him? Maybe not as high heights, but at least a decent enough baseline if we just had him in the support capacity. And for the most part, you know, especially when we consider the offlane heroes in the meta right now, you know, your Beastmasters, your Magnuses, your Tide Hunters, you're like, does Ogre really match up what those heroes provide the entire team? Not really. So it's possible, but I kind of doubt it.
But then on the opposite side of things, you have Faceit boys here picking up the Beastmaster, which has seen a lot of success in recent patches, and even still is quite the good hero. Did have that tiny nerf again to the what's Helm 2? What's it called?
Yeah, the Helm
of the Overlord. There we go. So it did have that tiny nerf, but again, these tiny nerfs in the minor patches. They nerfed the hero, but it's not this huge change in gameplay. So maybe Faceit boys wanting to still play around that old style. They banned out the Mag. Now they ban out the Deucer again. So I don't know. See what Faceit boys can pull it out here. Again, a DP ban for Sin 5. So they don't want Dota and Die to play this DP.
Dota and Die DP, kind of scary to go into. I like that they do go ahead and just remove the Medusa. They can recognize that Sin 5 does have the makings of a steer rating one particular carry type of lineup. And if it is PA again, at the very least, they do have Beastmaster for some BKB piercing, individual lockdown. They very much lacked that in the previous game, and they were struggling, right, in a lot of those fights. As soon as PA got BKB, she was pretty much free, playing the game for free. Now, that's not really a thing, and they have the Snapfire with the magic damage to bring her down, because for a large portion of the game, she can still be fairly squishy, and there's no Magnus, so less risk of a PA just completely running away with the game. You still will have some time to play from there. But I'm curious now, though, for Sin 5, because they've already revealed their opening supports here, we might see a similar dynamic as what they do in second pick phase, where they immediately just go for their pos 2 as well as the pos 3. However, in this game, they don't have the double pick, right? They have pick into double pick from Faceit Boys and then into one back. So I wonder if this is going to affect their psychology of how they decide which hero ends up being picked last. Like, do we see the Dota and Die counter hero being picked last for the mid lane, or do they just say, you know what, we don't care what else happens, whatever goes safe lane, whether or not it's Chosen One, MD, or the Castaway playing it, we leave that as our win condition for the very 10th pick.
Now this is again the Faceit Boys. This is the same setup in terms of the draft order that we're having. Both games, Sin 5 chose Radiance. Sin 5 chose Radiant for game 2. Faceit Boys took second pick in the first game. Sin 5 actually took first pick. So now we're seeing. Actually, no, it switched up. I'm confused. Anyway, Sven now. So he has that hero. Yeah, I like this. Because if you have this tanky ass Sven at the front of the line that has a built-in farming mechanic, so now you don't need your mag anymore, you just need the ogre that's going to buff you and go and farm those stacks quite easily. They do have ways to scout it from the side of Faceit Boys, but yet in the draft, nothing that can really deal with him too much. The Sven, natural S&Y carrier, so if he wants to go that route, then the Beastmaster Raw isn't going to be too affected on him. It's still good going through that BKB, but I think he's fine with this. And since they banned out the Lifestealer, none of that strength shenanigans going to help either.
Yeah, and there's also no Medusa in the game. That was actually taken out by Faceit Boys themselves. It's one of the better heroes against Sven. This is another amazing hero against Sven, though. The Winter Wyvern coming out, and then the Ursa. Immediately, they are preparing themselves to play into what they're doing. And what's interesting, though, is now that I'm seeing this Sven, right? This is like Chosen One special. For years and years and years, this has been the hero that he's found the most success on when he's playing in the safe lane, is his Sven. So now I'm thinking, do they shift him back onto this, especially now that they've picked the Spirit Breaker, which, between Spirit Breaker, Ogre, and Tree, you were asking earlier, are we going to have off-lane Ogre? Now, honestly, it's a possibility. Because I don't know how, it depends on how they want to play the game. Do they want Spirit Breaker to be more influential in the early game, roaming the map, doing his thing? We know for a fact that Grove is going to play Tree, right?
Yeah.
So, Ogre, I can't imagine anybody else in the team takes the Tree and Protector. So now you have to ask yourself, what do they want? Do they want the Spirit Breaker to have more influence later in the game by giving him early levels? Or do they want to be able to dominate the laning phase itself by putting the Spirit Breaker full, have him rush around and do his thing? Whilst, like, that Ogre Spirit Breaker lane, no matter who's the 3, that lane seems very problematic to play into, even for an Ursa with the 3 swipes. Doesn't seem like the easiest time to get around. Thankfully, though, they do have Winter Wyvern, so that's going to help quite a lot, not just for the percent-based damage on the Arctic burn, but we have 4 melee heroes here, YNROC, against Winter Curse. Pretty much a dream scenario, and that can easily set up as well for the Morty's Kisses from the Snapfire.
No, good bit of drafting coming out here from Faceit Boys. A nice change of pace from game number 1. We said during the draft phase it could have worked, but in hindsight, it's just they sort of lack that damage, but definitely not this time. But do you definitely think it's going to be a plus 5 Wyvern sitting in the Ursa lane, or they maybe switch it up and go Snapfire and go a bit more aggressive?
I think you put the Snapfire into the Ursa lane and then Wyvern goes top with Beastmaster, because that lane actually has some kill potential as well. So I think, yeah, that's what I would prefer personally, but they might decide differently. I think it also depends on how bad they feel the lane is for the Ursa. It doesn't, as strong as Ogre Spirit Breaker is, like, for keeping those heroes alive and having a lot of beefcake in the lane, I feel Ursa, if he has, no matter who's with him, between Snapfire and Winter Wyvern, shouldn't really die in that lane. So I think it probably depends on how much pressure they want to apply onto the Sven and which hero they think will be better suited to be able to do that.
Both sides looking for their mid laners here, so not many options left in the pool. Storm from the sides of Faceit Boys taken out, so no MD Storm this time around. And the likes of Lesh Rack is actually a Castaway special, if I remember correctly.
I knew it. Yeah, had a feeling.
Tink. Oh, okay. That's a cast. Yeah, Castaway Tinker. MD's on the Sven.
All right. I feel like if they're doing this against Faceit Boys, right, there's no way that Sinister 5 isn't aware of who their competition is, right? And they're probably aware that with the sole exceptions of XD and Energy Esports, that Faceit Boys right now probably represents the hardest team they're going to be playing against. Yeah. So if they're running this particular configuration of their lineup, I think this is the final set. I have a very hard time believing that they're going to change this up again. So looks like Castaway is just back middle. Chosen One is in the off lane. MD is playing the safe lane. Like I mentioned in the previous game, I personally really like this. Yeah. And this feels also like a very good Tinker game, given that the only reach they have, Faceit Boys, is this Void Spirit. It is a bit complicated because Beastmaster does help a lot with the vision, but they don't have easy catch at all. Like there's no instant stuns outside of Blink Primal Roar, Blink Winter's Curse, or Yule's into Aether Remnant, but that's it. There's no like long range reach onto the Tinker. Should have a fairly easy game, and also there's so much beef in front of him to be able to interrupt all of these heroes trying to play and trying to close the gap onto him.
Clear objective here for Sinister 5 in game number 2, and a clear objective for Faceit Boy too. But you say sort of heading in the way of Sinister 5 here for 2-0, or as the draft stands?
The way it looks right now, yeah, it looks like a 2-0.
Yeah. All right. Well, if this is going to be a 2-0, be sure to stick around for the rest of the game, and it was sure to be a cracker of a conclusion to this upper bracket semi-final. Of course, the winners going through to the upper bracket final, confirming the top 3 place for them, and we are going to be seeing one of them going through, and they'll have to play up against either XD or Energy. And if you are joining us in-game here through the draft phase, be sure to head over to twitch.tv as we do have free stuff. So there is a giveaway going on. So yeah, free stuff. Always like who doesn't like free stuff? No one doesn't like free stuff. Anyway.
Libertarians.
Not now, Snare, not now. Cut down, boy.
Always now.
Oh, God. Anyway, so there is a giveaway going on. So if you do want to enter it, head over to Twitch and type in chat GG Easy, as I assume Chosen One is going to do here as well. One cert. Pulse 5 treatment once again. Yeah, but extent of a PA burst in this time. And it's up to
Once it had a very difficult game number 1 on the Disruptor, and what made the game more difficult is that the speed at which all of his opponents were able to pick up BKBs made him very useless very quickly in the game, and he wasn't necessarily able to close the gap with the Aghanim Scepter soon. So dying early like this, you know, he's already a little bit rattled from the previous game, not feeling better off the back of this, and they're actually going to put Grove in the top lane, right? So Grove, Spirit Breaker, down bottom, it's Ogre, Chosen One, Sven. These are not lanes that I ever want to play into.
No. Grove is going to be gone on here by Tiger, but he packs a punch himself. Not a small twig that he's going to be hitting him with. Mid lane, Castaway, getting off with a good block, but so is Dota and Die here, so even Stevens thus far. And we'll see how this... is this a grudge match in the middle, or is it sort of just the eventual settling who's the best?
I think it's the latter at this point. This lane also, it's a little bit complicated for Dota and Die, you know. He's not going to really have a fun time here against Castaway. Castaway did go for early points into heat-seeking missiles, and because he's playing against Void Spirit instead of Ember Spirit, he's very happy to be able to spam this one out. Should be an overall win for him in this lane, despite the fact that Dota and Die should still get decent farm like we saw in the earlier portions of that previous game.
We forgot about this. South African Dota. There we go. Pause coming out.
We're doing so well. We're doing so well.
It was so close, guys. You had to ruin it.
Ish. On the last level, man.
No, Castaway Tinker, always a specialty. I believe he does have it at Master or Grandmaster, but doesn't have Dota Plus anymore, so we can't see that. But always a treat to watch him, and definitely picked up a couple of tricks while watching him on stream. But MD got a little bit disconnect. Has been taken down to half health here in bot lane, but does have 6 tangos, so knew what he was getting into, and is prepared for that side of things.
There is quite a lot of harass in this lane, though, between Rax and Tony Robbins. Lil Shredder already being leveled up, quite useful in tandem with the Call of the Wild. So having that Wild Ball, being able to apply additional pressure every single time Lil Shredder comes out. This is probably going to be the lane where Faceit Boys end up doing overall the best for themselves, or rather, this is the lane where it's most important for them to be able to do the best for themselves. There's not that much pressure that Sinister 5 can put back against them, provided that Tony Robbins, especially once hitting level 2, has a point and fire snap quickly. Killing either of these heroes becomes a little bit of a possibility. And at this point in time, the more and more they get ahead, they need to put as much pressure on MD soon, because as he starts to get levels, put some points into the Warcry, then he's less afraid of this little shred of pressure. It allows him to farm more freely, and we've seen what happens when MD is allowed to just farm freely. This game might not have the natural steroid of the Magnus, but like you mentioned in the draft, just has Schlinks, gives him Bloodlust, more than good enough for a hero that can farm this quickly anyway by himself.
Yep. Not going to have unpause here, so quick one. MG just restarting Dota, it seems. And we're back into it here for game number 2. If you are joining us in-game again, I'm just going to say it again. Giveaway on Twitch. So head over to Twitch. Come join us on the Cool Kids Club.
Cool Kids Club.
Cool Kids Club. If you do want to enter into the giveaway, be sure to type in GG Easy in chat. Type it only once, and you'll be entered into an Evetech Mouse Pad. Raxlo, it's running around here. This is going to be very close. You have that stun coming on from MD, the stun from Slings with the Ignite is going to be enough. And that's a second blood now coming out for the likes of Sin 5. And a good start here for MD.
This is not good. They didn't manage to get Tony Robbins' level 2 just yet, so there was no Fire Snap Cookie. Well, after Beastmaster dies, there's no point taking it. Might as well go Scatterblast. Yeah. And Rax decided he did try to juke through the trees, but because he wasn't able to get back to safety, they could double up on the stuns.
Oh, top lane though. One cert. Ursa is going to be getting onto Grove. Do you have Chosen One getting the kill? And Tiger, let's see if he'll get the 17% bash. Yeah, Tiger's get it, guys. He's got the charge in 1 second, so they just need to keep vision. Yep, charge going to come through. Bash 1. Is it bash 2? No bash 2. And then he's going to kill him. This is fine.
This is not good. This is not good. This is not good, right? And what sucked, I was actually going to mention him before we had to take a look at the action down bottom, that this top lane is going to be fairly rough for Tiger because he had to go first level.
Also, he got pulled into the tower range by the Aether Remnant.
It's fine, dude.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So, top lane no one, so it's not fine again. Grove going on, and the slow is going to be there. Chosen One's going to drive onto him. Grove gets the kill. Tiger might get, he's definitely going to get the kill here on Grove, but does get bashed up for his troubles. That's fine again.
Completely worth it. You end up zoning back this Winter Wyvern and TP's home. Sure, you have to die as Grove, but you come back with the Tree and Protector fully kitted up. It's not like Tiger can put that much pressure on the Spirit Breaker in the interim period. Spirit Breaker has more than enough ways to protect himself, and Tiger doesn't really want that smoke right now, at least until he gets the 3rd point in Fury Swipes. So the game is just looking very difficult. Grove did go back middle as well, also to refill the bottle of Castaway, so ends up not really minding having lost his life. And in the meantime, while we were looking at that action top, Castaway solo zoned Dota and Die all the way back to base by himself, so didn't manage to get too much of a farm advantage in the meantime, but is looking very good in this mid lane matchup.
Had to make the walk of shame there. Schlink's just been a typical ogre, tanky little pulse 5 in the bot lane. Tony Robbins lane into him, but he's completely fine with this. Although he's getting low now. Rax are going to go. That stun from MD, keeping his support safe. And again, mid lane, Dota and Die. He has this bottle. Aether Remnant is going to catch onto Castaway. He's fine. Oh, he missed the bottle run there. Did he use the charges though before? Is it the max efficiency?
That 5 MS made a difference.
Yeah.
I can't believe that 5 MS actually made a huge difference in who got that win. That was hilarious.
Oh my word. Castaway just TP'd back onto the tower and is surely going to get this one. Yeah, okay. No deny from one side this time. Is going to have the max efficiency. Backpacking the gauntlets, top lane. Chosen One and Grove going back onto Tiger. It's going to be salved up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They've had to commit quite a lot of regen though in this top lane just to make sure that they can keep Tiger alive throughout it. He's being eaten up another salve right now. And if we take a look at just how much pressure and effort, Tiger just been constantly kept right in front of this tier 1 tower. And once he knows that if he ever is completely out of position, either him or with this Tiger and
top lane, once again. Oh my word. One more hit. Grove, come on. Oh wait, he broke the tree. So Grove he walked through it anyway. Okay, this is a little bit of a run around the rosy here. Chosen One might just opt to charge at him at the moment. Yep, is maybe going to think about it. There's a charge ready, the phase boost as well, the extra move speed, the damage from the bash. Grove is going to get the 1 hit. Chosen One gets the kill. You have a TP top from Tony Robbins on the Snapfire. Chosen One surely going to go down here. Grove will be able to snake himself through the trees and get out.
Pretty big kill. Very nice TP from Tony Robbins to come top to make the assist. If he doesn't do that, right, then they probably still get a Chosen One kill, but it feels like they would commit a few more resources to make that happen. However, now that he has been drawn to the top lane bottom, Rax has to now play a lot more carefully again. He knows that they have the double stun in the lane. There's nobody to come through and help him with Fire Snap quickly, so gotta stay back. This ends up opening up space for MD on the other side of the map.
MD rushing this Mask of Madness here, normal item for Sven, so no surprise there. But again, like I mentioned in before game 1, sort of rushing these items that enable hugely. So he's going to have a lot of damage coming out and a lot of lifesteal further that cause. He's going to be gone on here, Rax. The Ignite is going to be there for the meanwhile. Still have the stun available from Slinks. He's going to be hitting into him. He's a tanky boy. Not as tanky as the Underlord, but we saw how that went game 1. He's going to live for the time being. And has plenty of tangos to keep himself topped up. Oh no, top lane. Chosen One, Grove, Copper coming in once again. You often have the stun from the cookie, is going to be there. Grove is going to be gone on one set now with the damage. Not going to TP out this time, brother. And Grove going to take his first trip back to base. Yeah, actually second trip, pardon me.
Very nice kill for them to be able to pick up in the top lane, especially the fact that the kill itself goes the way of Tiger. This Ursa definitely needed as much of a leg up as possible. Feeling a lot better about himself. Is level 6, so no longer can get bullied and pushed around in this top lane, especially with this Morbid Mask now coming in tow of the courier. Much better positioning from him, and because they managed to keep Rax alive down bottom, they don't get punished for having to move the support Tony Robbins to the top lane to attend to the Tiger. So this opens up some options for them around the lane, around the map. Rax can now finish off the Helm of the Dominator early on. They need down bottom to actually move MD into the jungle to finish off these stacks. Also opens up space in the lane itself. So just simply by dying and being able to get that counter kill, so much has changed on the map right now for the Faceit boys.
Yeah. One set did go and interrupt MD's farming of that small stack. He'd be okay with it there.
Nice.
Yeah. That's fine. Anyway, bot lane. Grove is going to move down here, so just keep this bot lane alive. Hasn't got a point in the living armor just yet, but I mean, typical from a Grove as he is this aggressive treant rather than your passive plus 4. Chosen One taking a bit of the Teddy hits, but gonna walk it off.
Not really concerned about the bear hitting him as this Spirit Breaker right now. Sure, there is kill potential if you stay being hit for like 10 years, but with 1,000 HP, still having phase boots, double mango, so you always have enough mana to charge away. You are 100% fine.
Slinks, yeah, did try and get the haste rune out of the hands of Dota and Die. He's going to be walking quite low. I think they're fine here. Castaway is in support. You do have the jump forward from Dota and Die, and the Astral Step is going to get the damage there. Charge though.
The charge though.
Very low on mana here. Doesn't have. Actually, just got the mana for the Dissimulator. He's going to be fine. Chosen One sees that. I have a question. Last cast. Etienne, not a hero, disagreed with me on whether Ursa was a teddy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A teddy bear.
Teddy. He calls himself, he says himself Fuzzy Wuzzy. He's a teddy
but
bear.
a Fuzzy Wuzzy is not the same as a teddy, you know? Like, think about, okay, you ever watch Powerpuff Girls? Alright?
Remember when I was 2, maybe.
Alright, there's a character in there called Fuzzy Lumpkins, right? Which sounds like a cutesy name, but you know, when you interact with the character Fuzzy Lumpkins, there's no way you'd ever describe Fuzzy Lumpkins as a teddy, right? Though his name is Fuzzy Lumpkins. And I think we have a similar issue with Ursa, where cute name, but that is 100% not a teddy. And that might be 100% Beastmaster.
Yeah, he's getting destroyed, yeah. Oh, 3 bashes coming out from the likes of Chosen One, actually. He might be able to get out here. Tony Robbins has the cookie. I don't know if that rocket got him. It did not. One set. He's going to say hi to Castaway. I think he might just live here. He does. And he's going to use the pig hole to... Yeah.
Oh, so big.
Oh, my word. Oh, Grove didn't get a glimpse of him. I knew one shot would have what he needed. Don't die, though. He's jumped out the Castaway. You have the Dissimulator coming out the stun. You have Grove with the ulti. The overgrowth in, doing a lot of damage. Slinks gets a stun onto Tony Robbins. Rocket's going to follow through. Hit onto Dota and Die. He has enough mana for the Dissimulate. Is going to go up. Is it... Oh, there we go. That sentry placement. Who was that?
Yeah, obviously it was Grove.
Was that Grove?
That was a Grove Slinks.
Grove
Slinks is the one that's sitting with the extra
with the observer, yeah.
Grove is the one that got closer though. So yeah,
I was
a gold
looking
cheer
at
for us,
that when Dota popped the dissimilate. I'm like, is that angle going to be enough? Because he surely wanted to get onto the river side, but even that is a bit. He's still going to get run down. So maybe it was intentional.
Yeah. A little bit intentional on that one.
I never.
Unfortunately,
know. Like I said,
I don't know if they should have gone. Actually, I do know. They should not have gone back for that fight on the side of the Faceit boys. Like, one set escaping was the win. That was the W. That was good enough. But Dota and Dai got a little bit too greedy between himself and Tony Robbins. And they thought that they might have enough damage to bring down the Tinker. Unfortunately, that was certainly not the case. They did not contend with the health that Grove was able to provision in that area. And they end up dying. But they're going to try again middle, though.
Yep, Dota and Dai gets the jump onto Castaway. You have the Morty Kisses coming out. The stun from Schlings is going to be in time. They kill them regardless. Castaway falling down here. Uncharacteristic as we've seen this zone. Bottom, Chosen One, is going to have the ulti coming onto Ranks. Another bash to follow it through. There's going to be surely enough damage this time around. And it is.
Oof. Nicely done.
What's it, our other co-casting duo say? What's the Shikes level on that one? What's it? The Yikes level, not the Shikes level. Medium. Medium rare is one so it's about to be from Chosen One. As he can't get the bash.
Nice goal.
17%. Only 17. Just remember that for later in the game when he gets 4 bashes in a row. Every game.
What's quite surprising, though, is that despite all this action that's been taking place and Sinister 5 seeming to come up on the upper hand throughout most of it, the farm distribution is fairly even between the two teams right now. All the cores are in a fairly close range of one another. The only real outliers is Void Spirit, who somewhat had a rough time for Dota and Dai, and doesn't really help that the initial rotations didn't work out from the 0. But we've seen Dota and Dai, Void Spirit in particular, have a rough start, and turn that around into a phenomenal mid-game showing. And with a game this close, that can easily happen, especially when he's going in for an excursion right now, using this Invis rune. Doesn't have any allies nearby, but looks like he might make his way to bottom.
Oh my word, Grovey's just completely soloed the likes of the Winter Wyvern there. They did have vision of him the entire time, but he just walked up, ultied, hit him, and GG easy, as it is.
Easy, you know. Put that in chat.
Top lane.
Chance to win that fast back.
Yeah, nice segue. Anyway, God, I'll punish myself later. Anyway, MD top lane did have Tony Robbins jumping onto him for the moment, but isn't going to take very kindly to Castaway sending a rocket his way. I have a different question though. Oh, hold on. MD. Oh, he's just farming stacks. I heard the ulti. He has a question. Winter Wyvern is an ice drake, right? Ice dragon. Ice. What's it called?
Ice Wyvern?
Wyvern, yeah, whatever. Shut up. So, shouldn't the heat-seeking missiles not work on him?
Well, top. We'll talk about
middle
lane.
Actually, Castaway is getting got in the middle. Top lane, though. They are going to have the charge coming out, and MD still using the end of that ulti. Gets the kill for sure. They did get Castaway in the meantime. Tony Robbins got the stun, and then Morty's kisses to follow up again. So same thing we saw last time. Chosen One here. He's going to have the charge onto one side as soon as he gets vision. He's going to come through. He's going to keep himself healed up for now. And he's fine. He's fine. Return of the fine.
I love how both teams get a kill onto a significant core and tip each other immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, lol. Alright, but look at this, right? If you look at Winter Wyvern, you can see that this hero breathes, right? And the breath creates a little bit of smoke, so there's enough heat for the heat seeking.
Grove did have the ulti coming on the mid lane. They did get the primal roar onto Chosen One, so no charge coming through. But it is here now. Can't stop it this time. The rocket's going to be there. Castaway will surely get the kill. He does. And Dota Dai just has to let his racks fall. Wrong type of racks.
He doesn't want to let those racks fall, but not really much he can do about this. He just has to watch it happen, and he's just really starting to feel a bit frustrated. But at the same time, somehow they're still keeping the net worth up. Like, the only real disparity is coming in from the Sven, who's been allowed to be able to farm these full stacks that they've made for him in the jungle and from the Ancients.
Oh,
but by and large,
Yeah. Okay, Dota and Die is just saying hi. Tony Roberts didn't get the stun. You have the laser and the rockets coming through. He might die here if he's a bit careful. Grove is standing his ground at the moment. One set also taking a lot of damage. The charge is going to be surely just a taxi ride for Chosen One. Oh no, he's going in. This time around, they hit the rocket onto him regardless. The vision. Chosen One helping him there.
Concert already has 6 deaths. He is practically half the team's deaths at this point. He's not really having a fun time for himself all across the map. But I suppose, you know, if somebody has to play a Pally die role where you just tank every single gank, all the damage, then it is what it is. It has to be done. The unfortunate drawback of that is the opponents that are killing you are accruing net worth effectively for free off of you.
Oh no. Dota and Die got clipped by the truck as Chosen One was going bottom. Got Aether Remnant, so he's stuck around. Ursa has showed up with a diffusal play, so Chosen One is going to be looking to go down very quickly here. So that's going to pick off for now. Yeah, this is Faceit Boys jungle now. No one else.
But they're actually going back middle. They don't really want to try and make the move down bottom. They want to try and secure this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. They are aware that they have some creeps coming in right now. They want to use the numerical advantage, but...
Oh, here we go. The roll's coming onto Rax. The kisses are coming through. Grove pops the overgrowth, so Ursa's going to be held down. MD's here. He has the blink finish. The ulti's going to be all the damage he needs. And that's 2 quick kills. One side each though. Dota Die's got to be very careful. Stun from MD is going to hop out. Astral Step's going to be enough. Oh! The Winter's Curse onto Schlings. Bye, bye, bye. They're going to go down, but once Tony Roberts, this could be enough. Dota Die jumps in. Isn't going to hit onto Grove, so he's alive. MD in the meanwhile. Onto one set. Reminiscent of game number 1. Oh, here we go. The ulti from Chosen One is going to stun him back. Stun from MD, keeping him in place as well. The bash again from the charge. Oh, MD, keep going, brother. Oh, he wants it. This is the MD I know. He wants to keep going. He's still... I just love it. This is insane. Chosen One's going to get the bash from the charge. No ulti this time around, but maybe he gets lucky with the 17%. Castaway, meanwhile, didn't get the rockets. Grove is here, keeping MD... topped up at the moment. One set is going to get himself away from Grove. Is it worth? They still get the bit top.
Grove Tree. Listen, Grove Tree actually not only stays that fight, right? He ended up keeping... Oh, they're not done. What?
Yep, this isn't over. This is Sim 5 Dota. You are going to have the Meteor Hammer dropping onto Tony Robbins. MD helps on the backline, gets one set. Tiger, he's shown up to the fight there. The Fusel's going onto him. So you're going to have the bash from the charge. Let's have the ulti, so not with the dash for too long. Schlings jumps in with his own stun. A lot of lockdown coming out here. Castaway is jumping back in with the Tinker. Surely rockets and lasers, all they're going to need. Dota and Die, though, jumps onto MD. That's a big, big, big kill. 7 streaks, 620 gold. The damage is coming through. The bashes again from Chosen One, and they're going to keep going. Schlings is going to get the ignite onto Dota and Die, but no vision this time around. Chosen One can't chase him this time.
Why did the Sin go back? MD should have left. They actually had that fight. Castaway would have cleaned up house easily there. Yeah. That was... Honestly, I was about to praise them and say, alright, Sin 5 are actually just on another level right now. Their kiting ability was phenomenal in that situation.
Dota and Die does find the lockdown onto Grove, but is going to dodge the back charge from Castle One. Chosen One, rather. Not Castle One. What is that for? Anyway, Grove. Okay, Grove, no. That's not allowed! That is not allowed! Chosen One was getting the bash through. Ursa's here in the meanwhile. Tiger getting the bash onto him. Just, what is this? Stop it! This is not a Castaway jumping through with the rockets, with the lasers. If Winter's Curse, though, it's just going to be with the Chosen One, so not much damage coming through. Not who he wants to get. MD isn't here. They don't need him. What is going on?
You know what's going on right now? One of my most legendary moments.
Oh wait, watch bottom. He's about to get trucked.
No way, he's actually gonna hit him. They know he's here. He has to run, like right now. Yeah. If he doesn't run right now, he's actually gonna die.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
One of my most legendary moments, right? One of our premier casters here at EGL One is not a hero who years ago I flamed him and he was on LAN at a grand final. Well, it wasn't a grand final, it was like a playoff match for elimination or something like that against Grove. And he didn't ban this tree, and I was like, that's pretty much GG. And I think I spent like 20 minutes of that course flaming him for that decision. You know, it's been a while, but we're getting a showcase here of why I felt so strongly about the Grove tree, because my goodness, He's just doing everything for the team. I mean, look at the map, YNROC, right? You'll notice that now that he does have points in living armor, they have all their tier 1 towers though.
Yep. Oh, the Grove is going to be soloing one side once again here. Meanwhile, Castaway in the mid lane, sending out the rockets galore. He actually gets the kill into one side. Yep. Chosen. What is that range on the ulti? Rax is getting kept blown up here.
Armor keeping Rex, see Chosen One alive.
Yeah.
All the time we see these heroes coming so close to the cusp of death. At the very least, there is a bright spot of life for Faceit Boys. While all this is happening, we do see that Tiger on his Ursa is able to sneak into the Roshan pit, claim himself in Aegis early on, but you know, the first Aegis of the game, it is great to claim as an Ursa. You never want to be playing this hero in games where you can't claim the Aegis, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to impact their ability to fight directly into Sinister 5 right now. They're 9k behind on gold. We already have MD about to have dead. Dude, he's got deadless almost. Are you kidding me?
MD. I mean, this is what you said. When he has that free farm, he takes over the game, and see what Faceit Boys can do here in this next fight. As Ursa of Tiger is running around, gets the diffuser off onto Chosen One. Oh, MD! No Winter Wyvern for this fight. He does really buy back. They are going to have Grove going onto the rest of them. Tony Robbins did get himself out, drops some Autumn's Kisses. Castaway is going to be helping out. You don't have the Sages on the MD. Remember, it is onto the Ursa. They are going to kill Dota and die. What happens? This Tiger's going to go down. He doesn't have the overcharge anymore. Slinks is going to go down in the meanwhile. I'm lost between all of these different fights. MD's going forward onto Rax. The Echo Saber gets the kill. Another buyback for Dota and Die. They're finally going to maybe take out MD. They do. He gets an ultra kill the entire time. So that's a lot of buybacks that the Faceit Boys had to commit here. You have Castaway with the rockets and the lasers again. This is just so much coming out from them. Ursa in the meanwhile just chasing around Grove. This is exactly what Sin 5 want. Oh, Dota and Die really doesn't want to lie here. He's used his buyback. Okay.
They know he's here, but they don't have vision. They don't have any rat traps for themselves, so they can't actually see him where he's in this area. And they'd rather get back. They'd rather get back than take the chance that Castaway dies for nothing. But, oof, what a fight. Without those buybacks from Faceit, double buybacks were required. Without that, they just get rampaged by the Sven. Got himself an ultra kill. Even after dying and sacrificing such a huge streak, he still walks away from that fight with a positive exchange in gold. Just oof.
It's a masterclass coming up from Sin 5 again. Clearly knowing what the objective is here in the game. And speaking of objectives, it's not really an objective, it's purely luck. Dark Horse, you have won the giveaway for the Evetech Mouse Pad. So be sure to type in chat to claim your prize. And we'll be sure to head it over there, so congratulations. And we'll see what can really come out here in game number 2. If Tiger can... not Tiger, sorry. Faceit Boys can pull this one back. Oh, Grove. Watch Grove, bottom.
Grove is gonna overgrowth Dota and Die.
Yeah.
He's got
first hit root from the shard. He's gonna hit the lay. Oh my. Nope. No chance. No chance. No chance. Rocket. It's the rocket. Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, this is so much. The Tiger doesn't have the Sages anymore. Did get the vision onto Grove very briefly. Have Chosen One jumping in here. One cert, no more fighting for you. Doesn't have buyback on the Winter Wyvern this time. Schlinks going onto Tiger here. Grove is still got that overgrowth available. He gets stunned up briefly from the Aether Remnant. Is going to pop it. The Meteor Hammer is going onto the side. He actually cancels it because he does not need it. MD's finally showing up for the fight. You're late, buddy. Tony Robbins who bashed up on the side of the hill. And, yeah. 4-man white.
I will excuse his tardiness because he was busy solo killing the Beastmaster and preventing Beastmaster from getting in the fight. Even soaked up the full primal roar. And like you mentioned, mid lane, Dota and Die. Before he can even blink, he's just dead, right? And the thing with Chosen One, like whenever you're playing Tinker, as much as you want to have vision against Tinker or you're playing into this hero, you also want to have vision with him so that it's much easier for you to land your spells from afar outside of the range of countering. Spirit Breaker gives you that perfect right. It's
here we go. Slings are gonna get the Wyvern feeling here. He's not gonna even die. He's fine. What the hell? Okay, Castaway is gonna jump on. MD gets the kill. One hit, one chance. Take it as you can. Oh my word. Okay, here's the other thing. Castaway now with the defense matrix, he puts it onto MD. Even if you use Primal Roar, even if you use every stun available to you, he's going to be stunned for maybe 2 seconds and then he's back. As you see him blinking forward, he's going to not even have the ulti. Going onto Tiger, The damage from Castaway with the lasers is going to be enough, as the Hex as well. The stun, the lockdown. It's over.
It is absolutely done. There's no chance at this point in time that they'll be capable of coming back into this game. They're 20,000 gold behind, and the major problem with this is if you look at the drop, it's that damage.
That's not even his ulti. That's just the Daedalus.
I mean, this is not even a late game drop, right? From Faceit boys.
No.
And if you look at the Sin 5 drop, this isn't even a mid game drop. This drop peaks a little bit later than now. While Faceit boys, at the time of the game, they're supposed to be strong. You do nothing.
Castaway, that Hex, you blink forward, you're dead. I'm sorry, it's just the nature of a Tinker Hex. And not even opting for the Ags throughout this game is sort of the normal item for Tinker, going straight for that Hex after the Aether. Going to pick up a Dagon next, so that's going to be his damage in this game. But Sin 5, they still want to fight yet. They want to keep going, they want to kill these heroes while they still don't have their buybacks, I believe. Let me check quickly. Yeah, still no buybacks for the side. Of any of them, actually. None of Faceit boys has one. Yeah. So besides the cooldowns, yeah, they don't have the gold. It's 23k down. They're a k gold down per minute.
I mean, we're also not beyond just being a k down at this point. We also have a massive deficit in experience. Look at this: level 17 for the Ursa, level 16 for Dota and Die. Everybody else is 13 and below. The lowest level heroes on the side of Sinister 5 are 16 for both Grove as well as Schlinks on the supports. While all their core heroes are either beyond 20 and closing in on 25 as an MD, or like Castaway as well as Chosen One closing in on 20. And they have Vision on Rax yet again.
They got vision briefly from the creep. Chosen One gave them the vision from the charge. And that was the quickest death on a Beastmaster I've seen in a long, long time.
Certain death came in, the Beastmaster gone. Rax really hasn't actually, not even hasn't had a game, he hasn't had a series at all here, YNROC.
Castaway, or rather, Chosen One is going to be on the top lane. Castaway is coming in though, he is going to be in support. The Hex is here. Dota and Die jumps up on the high ground, but he gets stunned instantly, so he's not going to be able to get onto Castaway. Yeah, the lasers and everything. MD showing up to the fight. 5 dead for Faceit boys. Hold on.
Just
yeah, there we go. GG. Faceit boys say good luck in the upper bracket final. Sinister 5 take a 2-0 here and move on to the next phase of EGL One Season 2.
Yeah, listen, if I'd known that this was the version of Sin 5 that was going to show up today, I would have made drastically different predictions at the beginning. Because, wow. Not this... Okay. I'm gonna make a small analogy, right, or a small description. So,
sure.
Over the years of SA Dota, we've seen some incredible teams, right? Rise and Fall. We have sort of the last 2-3 years has sort of been this interrogant period where we haven't had a superstar team, right? That really was elevated and operating at a level far above everybody else, right? Yep. Dominance of Bravado, the dominance of White Rabbit Gaming. Those are sort of bygone eras.
Yeah.
This gave me that feeling. Like, seeing this kind of beatdown, right? It gave me that like, yo, they could have played this game 100 times and this would have always been the results 100 times over. Yeah. They just felt they had a much better understanding of what they wanted their draft to do. All their laning decisions were way better than what Faceit boys did across both games. Their movements across the map, and in particular, the vision game that Schlinks was providing for them was just out of this world. Like, we see that between himself and the Grove tree, like the warding vision, they might not have spent that much money on these items, right? Yeah. But the positioning of where it is on the map, allowing Castaway to play his best game possible, allowing Chosen One to charge across the map freely, right? He was playing from the off-lane position, but one of the great things about having a hero like this, they recognize that, look, we actually don't need damage from that position. We just need heroes to be beef. Beef in front of Tinker and in front of Sven. That's all you need to do. They did it perfectly. And it honestly, never across both of these games ever really felt like Faceit boys had an opportunity to play Dota from the laning phase onwards. Like, just, it was, wow. I'm actually bugging at how impressed I am by Sinister 5 right now. This was really good and clean Dota coming out from them.
Nothing that we don't expect otherwise from the defending champs, even though changing up their style a bit on the position side of things, but clearly going to be strong favorites in the rest of the tournament. Yeah, so we'll see in, I think it's 3 weeks time, 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then we'll be seeing them in the upper bracket final. and it's going to be definitely a cracker between whoever they face off between XD and Energy. Faceit Boys now, they're heading into the lower bracket, so they are actually going to go into, I believe they're facing up against either Duck or Punks in that lower bracket next. Let me just have that confirmed. No, they are going to go against either White Rabbit or Black Rabbit Gaming. So interesting to see.
Rabbits.
Yeah, the match of the rabbits. There's definitely some memes there. So yeah, if you do want to stay tuned and stay up to date with all things EGL One, be sure to follow us on our social media. You can pretty much search Evesports ZA anywhere that you like, and be sure to check below the Twitch channel. You'll find all the links there. I hope. And be sure to keep up to date with all things, because we're going to have Dota every single Tuesday and Thursday. Load shedding barring, knock on wood, if you haven't already. But that's why we have to play this on Saturday, as we got the chance to. That's, I think, the end of the day, that's the nice thing. We got a chance to show these teams off in their best nature. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday, Thursday, as we head back to the lower bracket. And yeah, have you got anything last thing to say? I know you said you were very impressed here from Sin 5, but Faceit Boys, what do they got to do in this lower bracket here to make the run?
I do think that with Faceit Boys, they were a little bit unfortunate today in the sense that the opponent they went up against was much farther outside of their weight class, so they had a rough time actually showing what they're capable of. I still think this is actually a very good team and a decent team, right? But it is very clear they did
very
Duck,
dominantly 2-0 Duck.
I mean, let's beyond just 2-0 Duck. Let's actually put this into more perspective. This is the first game. The first maps that they've ever dropped in EGL One as a squad, as the Faceit Boys, right? So it's not like they lack skill. It's not like they lack the ability to play Dota. It just is the case that the level of competition they were up against was really high. But at the end of the day, it is also a very new team, and not new in the sense that Sinister 5 is like, very new in their particular configuration of a roster. But the Faceit Boys is new as a tier 1 team, right? Yeah. With the exception of Dota and Die, the single player on this roster has ever really been a tier 1 player, right? Even like here in South Africa. So the fact that they've been able to make a deep run, look as good as they have looked, there's a lot of signs of life. There is a really good team to be unearthed here. I think in the lower bracket, they just need to be able to figure out their composure and not crack mentally. There were some mental cracks that we definitely saw in this series here today. So once they drop down, take the load off, be like, well, we lost to... Right now, I think it's very clear that Sin 5 is I would say by far the best team in the country right now.
Okay.
We lost to them. It is what it is. We can't be mad about that. Yeah. We're still a very good team. Get our mental back on track. We can maybe make a run back, meet them somewhere else. Top 3, like in the lower bracket final or grand final, there's some impetus, there's some incentive for them to play better. But I definitely do think there's a lot of potential with this team, and they should not use this loss as a reflection of their overall journey. It's just a major hurdle, but a hurdle to be overcome. And I think they can probably make it happen down the line.
More like tripping over the root of Grove's tree in there, but anyway, it's going to be the end of the match tonight. So thank you all for joining us on this EGL One broadcast. We'll be sure to see you next week, Tuesday and Thursday, so don't miss a thing. You don't want to miss this low bracket matchup. The next couple of ones are going to be just as good as this. So we'll see you guys next time. you